Hello, my name is O'Neil Yusuf, and I am doing my project on Persona 5. Persona 5 is a role-playing game where you name and take control of a high school student who, after being sent to boarding school, finds a mysterious app on his phone that ultimately allows him to enter people's consciousness. So he uses it to form a group called the Phantom Thieves, and they target those who abuse their positions of power and steal their twisted desires in order to correct their methods. There are two sides of this game. The first one we will be talking about is where you enter the collective unconscious of society, which is called mementos, or a singular person's thoughts and desires, which is called a palace. It's basically a dungeon crawler where you fight mythological characters called personas, while using your own personas. It's kind of like Pokemon in the sense because if you knock down a persona, you have a chance to recruit them using a branch of dialogue choices. However, using these personas will drain your SP, which is basically points you use in order to have your persona attack. Having this method creates a strategy of when to use your persona's move, as SP only regenerates if you leave the dungeon, and there are very few SP regenerating items throughout the game. The game also has a baton pass system, where if you hit an enemy using an attack that it is weak to, you can gain an extra turn and pass it on to a teammate for an extra damage boost. If you knock down all enemies and you do not want to try to recruit them, you can unleash an all-out attack where you and your teammates deal a great amount of damage. The goal is simple, to steal the palace's treasure in order to create a change of heart within the corrupt authority figure. Besides the dungeon crawling, Persona 5 has you live life as a high school boy, where you can better prepare yourself for the next time you enter a palace. When outside of a palace, you are able to do a range of activities, such as deepen your bond with your teammates/confidants, which offers a deep character development and will help you gain special abilities for palaces. To deepen your bond with them, you gain ranks from 1 through 10. Each time you hang out with them, you have to choose the right dialogue choices in order to maximize your chances of breaking up. Other activities include upgrading your character's 5 social stats, which are Charm, Knowledge, Guts, Proficiency, and Kindness, which are all maxed out at level 5. These abilities allow you to meet certain requirements, which will help you make the game easier. These can be upgraded by stuff that usually makes sense, like reading a book, that would upgrade Knowledge, or going to a haunted house, and that would upgrade Guts. Whenever you choose to either hang out with a confidant or do an activity, you spend time doing it, and depending on what you do, you can usually do about 2 or 3 things a day. That being said, there are deadlines to complete each palace due to certain circumstances. This creates a sense of urgency and really makes you decide which activity is worth it for the time being, or if you should just spend the day in the palace. If you run out of days, you get a game over. The game combines these two lifestyles to have a sense of progression for both worlds as you try to live an undercover life. The game has a stylish atmosphere with its art style and user interface. Even just scrolling on a menu is enough to notice how much glamour they put into the game. The menus are clear, easy to look at, and have a great user feedback. The music is fantastic. I often find myself timing certain attacks with the music while in battle, and sometimes I leave it on in the background while I do homework, or the game's more calming tracks. You soon learn that each member that joins your team agrees that there are people out there who abuse their authority and deserve to face the consequences. As you progress, you start to think, where did this power come from? Who was the person that gave it to me? Is it really okay to forcibly change someone by altering their consciousness? And what happens if another party gets their hands on this power? These are all themes the game touches on as you trudge on in the story. Persona 5 is a great game, and is very welcoming to newcomers of the genre, and it leaves you with themes and stories that are definitely worth a playthrough. Although, you usually get little say on what your character should do in the story. But in the end, you get to decide what you are fighting for.